Yo, what's up, peeps? Got a replay from what I was told I needed to cast over because this series, I guess, had a lot of stuff going on here between Vancouver ImPact Challengers and Happy Jellyfish, two teams that are pretty high on the power rankings and overall looked very, very impressive coming into this week. So we'll see what happens. Here is the draft for Game One. Something that's already standing out is the Vi Ari combo coming out of Happy Jellyfish. That is a very, very prominent combo that they love to run. But also, we see Dippy on a tank. That is not very Dippy of him. So, he's seen Aries on a tank last night. Dippy was on a tank last night. Okay. Top laners, I guess they're actually tryharding here instead of playing this weird, wacky stuff. Wonder if he built Roa. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But Vancouver ImPact busting out the Lee Sin, Zoe, Zaya, Malphite, Maokai, so definitely a decent pick comp, and with a decent amount of engage. Zaya has some self-peel for the Vi ult, which I think is pretty clutch here. But, yeah, overall two very solid comps. We haven't seen Zoe much since the buffs here, so I'm very curious to see how this gets played. But, let's go ahead and load into this game. Yo, what up, Dippy? Glad you could join us for this chat. Don't spoil anything, but out of the Champion Ocean I've seen you play, Scion was not one of them, my dude. So I'm very curious to see this. Ah, team forced you into it. Hmm. And to be fair, I think it's a pretty solid matchup in the Malphite Champion Lake. Yeah, yeah. Dippy is one of the goated top laners. They're having an absolute ocean of champions he can play. Forced you with consent. And away we go here.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Nothing too funny on the runes, looks like.
30 seconds until minions
Unlike
spawn.
last night, which I just absolutely could not get over any part of that cook. So, wards to see where the jungler starts, obviously. Nothing wrong with that.
Minions have spawned.
I do think this is a pretty staple lane coming out of Happy Jellyfish. Like, Navis has no issues being by herself on Marcuti, becomes an absolute menace on the map. Really nice Q there.
Strike with vigor.
So, for the most part, pretty quiet early game. See a touch of a, yeah, it's gonna even out actually. So, not really too big of a CS lead here. Very nice use of the movement speed off W and charm here, but Zoe still puts together like a pretty good early game damage profile. Oh! Oh, but a first blood going over to the Zoe here. And actually, that's technically a solo kill. Damn. Okay. Really curious to see what build Rika goes here. I'm now seeing a mix between the Roa and the regular burst damage. Nice trade from this bot lane overall. And it looks like they could be prepping for a dive here. Really solid laning phases for the most part. I know Happy Jellyfish, this is kind of where they get a little bit of a lead. It's in the laning phase here, but yeah, this Vancouver ImPact team is it came to play. Oh, and we have a steal coming out of Lee Sin here. Navis picks up one. Zaya picks up one. And that ends up being 1-for-1 jungler for support off of the dragon fight. But big props to this Lee Sin for stealing it. Oop. Dippy ends up having to ult top just to save that plate. Oh, nice bubble coming out of MLAC. Decent damage, but Rika turning it back on him. Misses the charm here. He's holding on to a couple ult charges. So mid laner scrapping it out. Bot lane trading here to get pressure on grubs. I've started to see that a little bit last night as well. In a lot of these games, where the little 8-9 minute trade for grubs is starting to make a return. But you see Vi ends up getting 2 of them here, which is enough for a stack of feats and enough for the void grublings as well. So solid swap here by Happy. Ooh, Rika taking a boatload of damage from Zoe right now. Now you have a gank here by this Lee Sin. Oh, and well played overall. Didn't play no games. Kick in the queue. We see Lost Chapter coming out. Marquiti forcing the flash out of Zoe here, so this is not a Roa build. Which honestly, paired with Lee Sin, or not Lee Sin, with Vi, I do like the just straight Lost Chapter item rush. Whether it be Malignants or Ludens, just because of that, just making sure you get the one-shot damage out with a Vi help. Oh, but here they are going on Stunner while Maokai was out warding. So, decent trade of health there. We see ult popped here by Sivir. Pixelated, need to flash away. So, no flash on Maokai. Does not have Hex Flash, so this is decent. Malphite getting a bullet of grasp stacks from that trade there. Malphite TP'ing in, threatening ult. Oh. Nice engage overall from the Vi here, but netted to nothing. The rest of the team ends up taking Dragon here. Terrace tries to get Malphite and does, but ends up falling to the Xayah here. Zoe dancing around this fight. Dippy TP's and ults in just to fall as well, so that ended up being a 3 for 1? 3 for maybe 2? No, 3 for 1. And a second Dragon coming out of Vancouver ImPact, so while we typically see Happy Jellyfish being super proactive, Vancouver actually had the setup, had the TP beforehand and everything. Like, it was a well-played team fight by them. And now they're way up on items here. Nice flash by Marcuti there to get the knockup, but I don't think Rurika had charm up or just didn't pull the trigger on it. Yeah, Dippy sure looks like he's having fun with this matchup. I'm generally curious, like, how much. 19 times already. Ooh-wee. Fighting the bot lane here. Vi is here early, but they did a lot of damage on the Marcuti. And now Lee Sin's also here. Zoe flashes over, gets an insane bubble onto Nevis. But here's Rurika back behind, but Rurika's so far behind that it's not really that threatening. Oh, nice bubble. Again. But minions may block a lot of it. Yeah. Nice trade back from Rurika. Rurika's just not in the position that he's used to being in. Where he's just so far behind here that he just can't threaten a 2v1. Nice charm. Feats of strength going over the Vancouver ImPact. It's pretty big. Whiff on the Vi ult here. Oh, sorry, Vi Q. Oh, nice dodge overall here. So, Vancouver kind of controlling the mid lane here, this 2v2. And they're really, like, moving around the map regarding it. Maokai first item, a Trailblazer. That is interesting. Seen this item now, what, 4 times this week already? Granted, I think Maokai's the one that made the most sense, but interesting. We see Happy making a play here with this dragon coming up here in 20 seconds, so this has a really good setup. Xayah ends up getting just CC to her doom. Really nice turn onto them. Malphite's kind of in the middle of everything. Bubble landing on the Rurika, let's see. That really didn't go through. Malphite gets a 3-man knockup, but is going to fall here. Double bounce house onto this Maokai. And now Rurika's pushing Zweb away, so really, really solid fight here by Happy Jellyfish. And actually to get momentum back into this game, now they're only down about 1,800 gold. Rift Herald ends up taking away this mid-tier 1. I will say, like, I love Vancouver's ImPact's comp. Like, they have a lot of go buttons, and they have a lot of range and a little bit of self-peel in the back line, but I feel like they could potentially just get out wave cleared. Like, if Nevis is in a position to where she can just stall this game, like Scion gets pretty beefy, Vi gets a little more damage on her to threaten one-shots. You know, it's overall, it's a really nice cohesive comp. Happy Jellyfish put together.
Predict their path.
That is a Malphite with no armor, or no MR. They're just shrugging away all this RE damage.
Flow with harmony. The legends kiss.
Oh, and Rurika just gets one shot walking to his turret here. And now we'll see if Vancouver ImPact wants to walk into this jungle or push to tier 3 potentially. Otacon is spawning in 30 seconds. Yeah, I know you guys all are. Really big engage here onto the Zoe, but Zoe ends up flashing away. Scion makes a big impact here, but so does Malphite. And now we get a return on this fight here. A lot of health bars going down. Otacon putting in his 2 cents. They end up taking out Rurika. Dippy ends up taking out Maokai here. And we see the side of Happy Jellyfish not being so happy right now after this team fight. This Ahri is subpar. After seeing this Ahri game, you might just want him back on Fizz. But no, they've done actually a really good job at just picking on this Ahri, basically. I don't think that's a fight you want there, Vi. This ain't Arcane. Now we see this Vancouver ImPact team getting on Soul Point here with this third Drake. This is third Drake plus Otacon before Baron even spawns. They're taking all of the objectives all over this map here. Here we have a big fight here. They ended up taking out the Zoe here, but the return damage on Zaya and the rest of the team comp is just too much, honestly. I do think there's a world where Dippy actually wins this with Unending Despair. Just keeps ticking. But, I mean, let's just be honest, this Malphite's not ever going to die. Lee Sin might already TPing in here. Which could be a big turn. Doesn't have ult. Oh, Lee Sin tanked the charm for the Malphite. I think Malphite's still going to end up getting shut down. So Rurika finally on the board here. Shutdown going over to Vi. And a really nice turn here for Happy Jellyfish. And actually, they're only 1,000 gold down now. So, 3 dragons to 1, 15 to 11 in the kills, and about a 700, 600 gold lead now. So a fairly even game state, even though it feels like Vancouver should be up by quite a bit. A lot of the shutdown golds going over to Happy Jellyfish, I think, helping them stay in this game. And we see Rurika's forced to buy a verdant barrier here. See Sion ulting down mid lane. They're trying to start a team fight here. Oh, and Sion ends up whiffing on the Zaya. Well, not whiffing, Zaya ulted. But a big fat Malphite ult here. Zoe coming in from the side here. Misses the first original Q. Navis ends up getting taken out. Like, she's just not able to play this game here. Dippy is passive, doing about as much damage as Julia did that fight. So they just focused fire her way down. This is going to be a Baron over to ImPact Challengers. Rurika and Vi are still here. Vi ult still waiting to come back up. Vi's pretty tanky. Went for a Wits in third, actually. Oh, okay. Well, clever ult and then flash in response by the Vi, but then Zoe, picks up the flash. And I like what Vancouver's ImPact's doing. Is just they're just trying to starve Happy Jellyfish out of just resources. I mean, Dippy kind of splitting the top lane here, but he's TPing behind this dragon pit. They don't see Mark Cutie in the brush here. Let's see. That ends up being a massive ult. They do end up getting the Ocean Soul. The problem is now with Ocean Soul, I don't think any part of this Vancouver team is killable. Because they don't have any source of anti-healing. And so Marcuti and Terrace ends up falling here. Davis trying to get out of dodge here, but that's not going to work. Web just kicking the lifeless body over, and that's a double kill for the Lee Sin here. What ends up being basically a 5 for nothing, and potentially an end angle here. Yeah, I think if you know that you're fighting an uphill battle here, and you see Ocean Soul, I think you have at least 2 sources of anti-healing to help in case you lose the 50-50 on the dragon. I don't think it makes like the biggest difference here. I still think you lose the fight, but you know, it is pretty optimal. And ImPact Challengers just kind of ignoring the rest of Happy Jellyfish. Marika dies again. They end up completing the ace here, and that's a win for Vancouver ImPact in game 1 here on an 11-2 scoreline by Stunner and an 8-1 scoreline on this Lee Sin here. So really, really impressive game by them here. I mean, we've seen the dip back of goal lead almost got even, and then you know, after the team fight and that really the Baron, then it just ballooned back up again. So really, really solid game by Vancouver ImPact. Let's see if they can continue this. And here is the next game. Here we do see a little bit of a different wrinkle here. They left the Silas up with them first picking Mel. Okay, that's interesting. Like, it's a fairly even lane against Silas in my opinion, but Silas does kind of outscale. But I like this kind of protect the backline comp a little bit with Shin Kindred. You got Jin kind of free firing away. So kind of a little bit of a poke comp here from Vancouver ImPact a little bit. And Happy Jellyfish, the one thing that stands out here is Dippy said no more tanks. He now playing the Aurora here, which, I mean, they first picked it, so it is a flex pick overall. But we'll see how this game ends up going here. Let me load into this replay real quick. Shen is a rough matchup for Aurora. I will take your word for that. I can understand why it would be. Just because of, you know, D-Shield's second win, and then Shen can dodge a lot of the autos. So it does make sense on paper.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Oh, wow.
Now,
They see them in the brush here. Terrace puts down a ward, so invade on red side.
minions have spawned.
Big bot lane fight here. Stunner ends up burning the cleanse. Navis ends up having to burn the barrier. But she still has lethal tempo up for a little bit. And then gets an auto here to keep Lethal Tempo going. So, jeez Louise. All four sums used for the side of the Happy Jellyfish bot lane. And still flashes up for Jin Nautilus here. And we do see a Raptors into Invade here. First blood coming out by Terrace, and he gets the double kill actually off this bot lane. So, really nice overall jungle pathing from him. You know, seeing that there was immediate fighting, goes Raptors straight into the enemy's buff. Puts Web, seeing that he went there, now going to split the map here. So a little bit of vertical jungling we see coming out of these guys. A lot of trading up here in this top side as well. No, I don't think you're going to see Roish in this game. Nice trade overall. I actually think you can continue to walk forward there even if you got W. Big fight here. Looks like a 3v2 here. But Happy Jellyfish ends up taking down Pixelated Pizza for the feats of warfare. Rika taking quite a bit of poke here from this Mel. He's probably not the funnest lane for Silas to be in, but overall, like, he just outscales his Mel. So. Nice deflect there, but Marcuti's roam means that this Mel can't limit test. We do see Wukong trying to get a cheeky little kill here. Curious to see here in about a minute if these teams both swap bot lanes top for the grubs. think Mel's pretty happy that that those chains didn't hit. Oh, nice nice flash R coming out of Davis there. We see a big fight coming out for Grubbs here. As Nautilus ends up falling. Zweb's going to try and hop over the wall here, but Rika's already waiting on him. Doing everything they can to keep Zweb alive, and it does not work out for him. Rika just kind of silencing all over this team. Oh, but nice overall turn here with the Jin ult. Dippy still ends up getting Shen, but really well played for Vancouver ImPact there. They get on the board here. I don't understand what you're asking, Julia. Actually, now we see a little bit of a lane swap here, so Rika went top. I do think itemization for this Shin is actually fairly simple. Like, boatload of MR does go a long way here against Happy Jellyfish's team comp. Nice stun here by Chronos, though you do have Terrace up top. And looks like Shin is going to go down. Ah, okay. There's a... I believe that works for, like, Shen Taunt as well. But big pickup here. Shen, though, ulting's web down here as well, so this bot lane might have chewed off a little bit too much here. Nice flash forward for Nevis. Marcuti ends up falling here. TP coming out by Dibby. Rurika's kind of following MLAC here. Dibby ends up getting another one here, so that ends up being a 2 for 2 overall. So 5-man party bot lane. Rurika grabbing the Jhin ult. I think you need to pull the trigger on the ult there for Mel in hopes of just getting Wukong. But yeah, well played overall. It's a 5-man bot lane skirmish here. And Rurika picks up another one. Oh, nice trade by Silas here.
Magic cannot be caged.
Rampage. Dominating. Rampage. Red team has scored an ace.
takedown in the split here. No shin ult. But Stunner actually did a really good job going after his mid lane. Davis ends up flashing, ulting Nautilus here. Nautilus doing his best to get out, but here's Eureka. No minions for this mid wave here. Really good of Marquis to kind of get MLAC out of the fight so she can't reflect anything. Oh, Rika put the Kindred ult was actually pretty slick there. Side of Happy Jellyfish. They are just only up 2k gold despite being up 20 kills. Channel 3 items though is going to start hurting. Big fight here on this Baron setup. Oh. Couple ults used there. They don't get the Mel though. This Baron's already gone. Nice Renata ult here from our cutie. Pulling that into pity.
Blue team double kill.
Waited for the Mel deflect to go down before he did the Renata ult. It's pretty massive actually.
Scored an ace.
And that's game 2. Goal graph for both of these games has one team getting ahead, but then kind of falling back to even until it explodes again. So, overall, really solid series so far. We'll see what this game 3 has in store for us. Let's look at the draft for game 3. Ooh, a cannon. That's something you don't see too often, but I like the response on Vladimir here. We went from tank tops to no tanks in team comps at all. Outside of Sejuani here. So,
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
yeah, fight here in the jungle. Both junglers at level 2 here. This web getting invaded yet again. And that's first blood over to the Pantheon. Off invade. big lead here in the jungle so far. Like, you're going to end up getting 3 buffed down most of your topside camps, and you gave over first blood. Though Rika is going to end up solo killing MLAC, so a complete 180 for Rika this series, considering how the first game went. See if they can give it. They did give it over. Rika TPing to the bot side of the map, though. It is the slowest TP in the world here. And he's in the middle of everybody. Had to flash out. Dippy and Vlad up here trading. Oh, and Dippy ends up getting solo killed here by the Vlad. A very, very well played top lane duel. Feats of Warfare goes over to the side of Happy Jellyfish. But I like both drafts, honestly. Nice stun by Dippy overall. Blue team ends up getting the Cloud Drake, which I think is actually like very useful for Kennen. Allows them to get into the fight just a touch quicker. Stun here, and then a double stun coming out of Braum. A nice chain CC here out of Sejuani Braum combo. And then you got Pantheon gank up top here. Really well played. He tried to stun W, but Pantheon got in melee range, so it was basically instant. Well played there. We do have a big jungle fight here. Happy Jellyfish invades, but they end up getting outnumbered here. Victor picks up a kill. Vladimir picks up a double kill, I believe, or just a single kill. Overall, really good response to that by Vancouver ImPact. They end up getting the first grub here, but giving 2 grubs over here to the side of Happy Jellyfish is quite interesting, especially since it feels like they're putting in a lot of work in this laning phase. So we'll see what happens as they can start hitting these turrets and getting some plates off of them. Nice round warp roam here from Marika. Bot lane's going after the Braum though, so overall, really nice fight here for the Happy Jellyfish side. Double summoners being used. Stun coming out to stop the Misfortune ult, but Pantheon also ults in here, so MLAC is going to end up falling. Kennen with the TP in the back. Oh, and a beautiful ult by Dippy here, getting rid of Victor. Lucian ult does a little bit of damage, but just overall not threatening enough. What a massive TP flash ult coming out of Dippy here to secure the secondary. Mono clip that one. That is pretty good. No summoners here, so you have a very good dive onto Dippy, shuts him down. Pantheon ult coming out on MLAC, but he ends up trading 1-for-1 onto Rurika as well. And unlike the Roa Victors I've been seeing, or the Ludens, like the double burn build fits really well here.
Turret plating will fall soon.
Oh, nice combo from the bot lane here. Eureka ends up ulting in. But we also have a TP coming out of Victor here. Victor ult running wild. Marcuti ends up falling and gets a double kill in that fight. Oh, was stun underneath the turret, but couldn't chain stun enough. So Vlad gets some healing back. And Dippy burns ult here. Oh, they almost got Vlad out of there.
Rampage.
Rift Herald gets collected here by Happy. You start to see the scaling kind of tip into their favor a little bit. And they have enough tools to deal with this Vladimir, so I think it's going to be a tough game here for Vancouver. But Eureka trying his best to 1v1 Victor here. Victor has the burnt flash. It's going to end up being soul point here. For Happy, well, it looks like Marquiti's trying to delay the inevitable here. And actually, they pulled off the dragon. MLAC falls to Eureka here. See Pantheon ult coming out here. Vlad trying to get in, do some Vlad gaming. Nice ult by Nevis overall. Marcuti does fall. Eureka takes the Realm War out. And a really, really nice turn overall for ImPact challengers here. Dippy still has flash ult. Oh. Oh, nice sidestep though. But they still end up getting Dippy in the end here. Dippy's going to end up falling here, and a really nice gank by Zweb. Vladimir on 2 items is pretty big. I see Happy Jellyfish learn that, you know, if healing's becoming an issue, buy anti-healing. That's kind of why it's there. So we see the Oblivion Orb coming out of Dippy here. Oh, this Vladimir healing's actually insane. But we see MLAC coming in here. Oh, nice Blast Cone overall. Otacon gets pissed off, but we see them diving onto... Oh, nice kickback by Marcuti. So Nevis ends up falling here. So we have a 3v3. Dippy on his way. The stunner took him on a wild goose chase and ends up falling here, but he delayed it quite a bit. And that's 3 for none. Here they caught out MACO. Again, MLAC, sorry. Otacon goes over to Happy Jellyfish here, so they're in the driver's seat for this game. Dippy just basically gets one shot over his own turret here. They've been focusing this cannon quite a bit. Nice ult by Braum. Just off the MF ult. Rika ends up getting the jump on MLAC, but he gets out. Mavis ends up like 3-shotting this Vladimir. Wait, did he just try to Q flash and failed? That looked really weird. see Lucian getting this mid turret, but Happy Jellyfish is going to end up trying to yeah, they TP'd behind him and end up getting him, and that could be tempo for Baron here. You see the headbutt pulverize coming out here. Vlad doing a boatload of damage here. We do have a Victor ult going pretty massive here. Victor's the only one that's fallen now. 3 down. Braum might end up making it 4 if he can catch on the Marcutie. No, it doesn't. Nevis kind of playing this kite game as much as she can on this MF. That ends up being a 3 for 1. So 3 Barons end up going down after they took it. And honestly, there's quite a bit of a shutdown going over to the Vladimir as well. Victor's TPing in here. Nevis, she's just frontlining all of this. And a triple kill coming out of Nevis, though the shutdown does go over to Victor. So she just wanted to get in their faces and auto them. Nice realm warp from Marika here to get his team out of danger. But they say that, and then he just ends up going, oh my lord. What a wombo between Marcutie and Nevis. The bot lane just carried that fight. Ooh. That's a team fight that needs to get clipped. Rico's got backup here. what turned into what they thought was a catch on Marika ended up getting turned around. So a lot of back and forth with a lot of these opportunities. One team thinks they got something, and then it gets turned on them. Oh, Marcuti with the big engage here. They end up taking out Lucian here. And this could potentially become an end angle. You see Victor's here. Oh, massive engage by Tippy. Oh my lord. When this team pulls the trigger, they all 5 go, which is very impressive to see. And this looks like it's going to be an end angle. No, not really. Maybe, yeah, they got 2 minion waves coming in. This is an end angle with the 2 solo laners being down for another 20 seconds here. What was open? It's just a well-played series by both teams. Yeah. But Happy Jellyfish ends up taking the victory 2-1 against Vancouver ImPact Challengers. We'll take a look at the goal graph, see if it's close to what it was. I mean, yeah. You see how back and forth kind of this game was, though. It was, for the most part, in favor of Happy Jellyfish, but Vancouver ImPact ended up keeping this very, very close overall. So that was a very, very entertaining series between both teams. So glad we could showcase that. And you know, I don't think we got anything tonight. So we'll see you guys next time.